If you were alive in 1999 and you worked for a living, you knew exactly what a truck was supposed to be. It started every single morning without argument. You could fix it yourself in your own driveway with tools you already owned. It did not require a dealership visit every time something went wrong. It just worked every single day without drama. The 1999 Chevrolet Silverado was not the most exciting truck ever built. It was not the fastest, it was not the most luxurious, but it was exactly what the American working man needed from a truck. And the story of what happened to that truck over the next 25 years is the story of everything the modern truck industry got wrong. In 1999, General Motors completely redesigned the Silverado from the ground up. New body, new frame, new interior. They kept what worked and cleaned up everything that did not. Under the hood sat the 5.3-liter Vortec V8, a cast-iron block engine built on GM's legendary LS platform. No turbos, no direct injection carbon buildup problems, just a naturally aspirated V8 sitting on a solid iron foundation that ran on regular 87-octane fuel the way it was genuinely designed to. That engine made between 270 and 295 horsepower depending on the configuration, and 315 to 325 pound-feet of torque. Numbers that sound modest compared to what manufacturers advertise today, but here is what those numbers do not tell you. That engine routinely ran 200,000 to 300,000 miles with nothing more than regular oil changes and basic maintenance. There are documented examples of 1999 to 2006 Silverados with the 5.3 Vortec crossing 350,000 miles on the original engine. Consumer Reports rated the 5.3 Vortec above average in reliability. Mechanics who have been in the trade for 30 years still talk about this engine. A man who bought a 1999 Silverado owned that truck completely. The day he drove it off the lot, that truck was his, every single piece of it. Forever. No manufacturer could push an update and change how it worked. No corporation could lock a feature behind a paywall. He paid for it once, and it was his for life. That is what a truck used to mean in America. Now, walk into a Chevrolet dealership today and look at what replaced it. A properly equipped work truck runs $55,000 to $60,000. A loaded model with the features most buyers actually want pushes past $70,000. For that money, you get a turbocharged engine with cylinder deactivation technology that is currently the subject of active class action lawsuits. You get a 10-speed transmission that owners describe as jerky, unpredictable, and expensive to repair. You get a truck so layered with software and sensors that independent mechanics increasingly cannot diagnose it without factory-level equipment.
But here is the number that should genuinely stop every truck buyer cold. A well-maintained 1999 Silverado with the 5.3 Vortec. That is a real-world number from owners who have run these trucks for decades. The average annual repair cost on a modern turbocharged Silverado after the factory warranty expires runs between $1,200 and $1,800 a year. You are paying 3 times more every single year to maintain a truck that cost 4 times more to buy in the first place. And the modern truck needs that expensive maintenance sooner because the very complexity that was supposed to make it better is exactly what makes it fail faster. And it gets worse when you look at where those repair bills come from. To understand why the modern Silverado costs so much more to own, you have to understand one decision GM made that changed everything. A decision made not for the people buying these trucks, but for a government test score. The federal government has been tightening fuel economy standards for decades. Every manufacturer has to hit a fleet average miles per gallon number. The 5.3 Vortec got around 14 to 18 miles per gallon, depending on the configuration. Real-world numbers from real owners, honest numbers for a V8 pulling a real load. But those honest numbers were not good enough for Washington. So GM engineers added something called active fuel management to the 5.3 factory engine starting around 2007. The idea was that at highway speed, when the load was light, the engine computer would shut down 4 of the 8 cylinders to save fuel. On a government test, that looks impressive. What happened in the real world is a completely different story. The lifters that controlled that cylinder deactivation system were not built to handle the constant cycling of turning cylinders on and off under real truck use. They started failing, sometimes at 70,000 miles, sometimes at 80,000, sometimes earlier. One owner had his lifters fail at less than 83,000 miles on a truck he maintained properly at the dealership his entire ownership. His repair quote was $15,000 to replace the engine. Another owner posted that on his 2017 Silverado, 7 lifters failed at once. Metal shavings were found in the oil. He had kept up with every oil change at the dealership. The truck was serviced by the book from day one.
A consolidated class action lawsuit was filed in February 2026. The lawsuit alleges that GM's dynamic fuel management system creates uneven wear on engine components and that repair bills regularly exceed $10,000. NHTSA launched an investigation covering nearly 878,000 vehicles with the L87 V8 engine over reports of bearing failures and engine seizures that happened with no warning at all. And a jury in California already delivered a $100 million verdict against GM in a related case covering owners of 2011 to 2014 Silverados with a similar defect in the same generation of engine. The jury deliberated for less than 1 day. So what did GM do about the active fuel management problem on new trucks? They renamed it Dynamic Fuel Management, made it more aggressive, applied it to more engine configurations, and kept selling it. The 1999 Silverado with the original 5.3 Vortec had 0 cylinder deactivation, 0 lifter failure lawsuits, 0 government investigations into bearing failures because the engine was designed for the person driving the truck. Here is the one sentence that summarizes 25 years of Silverado history. GM added a system to save an estimated 1 mile per gallon on a highway test. That system has now generated a $100 million jury verdict, federal investigations, and repair bills that regularly exceed the annual salary of the people driving those trucks. The 1999 Silverado is not hard to find. They're sitting in driveways and on Craigslist listings all over the country right now, and the prices have been climbing steadily for years as more people figure out what experienced mechanics already knew a long time ago. A clean 1999 to 2006 Silverado with the original 5.3 Vortec and reasonable miles is worth more every year, not because it became a collector's item, because it is a tool that still works the way a tool is supposed to work. The manufacturers will tell you the new trucks are better because the numbers say so on the window sticker. More horsepower, better fuel economy on the government test, more technology features, more everything. What they will not tell you is what those numbers cost you at 85,000 miles when the warranty expires and the real ownership experience begins. The 1999 Silverado did not need to be sold with impressive window sticker numbers. It sold itself every morning at 5 a.m. in a cold driveway when a working man turned the key and it fired up without a single complaint. It sold itself at 150,000 miles when a contractor loaded it past the recommended payload and it handled it anyway. It sold itself at 250,000 miles when other trucks from the same era had already been crushed and turned into something else. That truck was built for the person driving it, not for the person writing the regulations. Do you own a 1999 to 2006 Silverado with the 5.3 Vortec right now? Drop your mileage in the comments below, because I have seen owners with 300,000 miles on these trucks posting that they would buy another one tomorrow without hesitation. And I want every person watching this who is thinking about signing a $70,000 truck payment to see those numbers before they walk into that dealership. If you moved from an old Silverado to a modern one and regret it, I especially want to hear from you, because that story needs to be told, and the comments section of this video is where it's going to happen. Hit subscribe if this is the kind of honest truck conversation you have been looking for. There's a lot more coming.